Whoops, rookie mistake. Happy Friday / Saturday. Um, Welcome to my weekly live update. It's so good to be back, you guys. Normally I try to dress up a little bit for you, a little bit more, but I thought that I would let you guys see some of my souvenirs that I got this weekend. Or this weekend. It was actually the week, but it felt like a weekend, I guess. I don't know. So, hey, Jamie. Good to see you. So I'll talk more about these in a minute. Hi, John. Happy weekend. It's good to see you. Oh, my friends. I've missed you guys. It feels like it's been longer than a week since I talked to everyone. This has been a very full week, and I'm super excited to be here to hang out with everybody and tell everyone about what's been going on. So, so I have ears. You guys, do you like them? They're blue. So I don't know if this is a thing, but I think it might be a thing because I noticed that that was pretty descriptive, wasn't it? I noticed when last time I went to Disney was in 2019. Was the last time I went to Disney World. And we went actually twice that year. We had a long trip planned, like a week-long trip planned over Halloween, which was really, really fun. And, if you have little kids who like to dress up for Halloween, or slightly larger kids who like to dress up for Halloween, I highly recommend doing it once, maybe at least, because Disney does the whole like Mickey's Halloween adventure, and they have like a Halloween parade and, some special events and stuff. And so it was a lot of fun. It was a good time. The kids really enjoyed it. So we did that in October of 2018. And then the following spring, right before I moved to Japan, I had the opportunity to run Disney has like a race series in the spring. They have it multiple times a year, but I did the spring one with Bridget Korea. And we did at the time it was Star Wars themed. I don't think they do it Star Wars themed anymore, but at the time it was Star Wars themed. So we did like a 5K on Friday morning, a 10K on Saturday morning, and then a half marathon on Sunday morning. It was really, really fun, you guys. But I also was like, well, I can't in good conscience go to Disney and not take my kids when I know they love it as much, if not more. Well, probably not more, as much as I do. So they came, so lucky kids got 2 Disney trips in a year. But anyway, the point is I remember that year seeing like these sparkly sequined ears in like this beautiful purple color. And I was like, man, those are cool. I should get some, but I don't need ears. I'm like 42 years old or whatever, however old I was at the time. So I didn't get them, and now you can't find them anymore. And then I remember seeing like a rose gold the following year when we went to Disneyland here in Tokyo when we first got here, and you can't find those anymore. So I don't know that they do like a color per year, but I could not pass up this blue because you guys know blue is like my color, right? So my favorite color. So anyway, so I got blue ears, and then I also got this. Stand up a little bit. I wanted to get something that was branded with Tokyo Disney on it, so I got this T-shirt or sweatshirt as one of my many riding hoodies to commemorate the. Okay, I don't know. Is this a bot? Do we have a bot? Cool. All right. Whatever. So anyway, that's those are the souvenirs that I got this week. So you may be asking yourself, why is Casey babbling on and on about Disney? Well, this past week, my youngest daughter turned 9. And as a surprise for her, we booked a trip to go. Oh, you're not a bot. Oh, good. Well, welcome. Thank you for not being a bot. I will definitely check out your YouTube channel. So this past weekend we booked a surprise trip, and we stayed at the Tokyo Disney Celebration Hotel, which is much like in Disneyland Florida, and I believe in Disneyland California, there are several Disney affiliated resorts. And right now, because of COVID restrictions, the only way you can get I mean, it was a little sus, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm glad you're not a bot. So thanks, Jamie. Yeah. So hey, good to see you. But yeah, so right now the only way that you can actually get tickets into the park is if you stay at one of the one of the resorts. I think you may be able to Japanese credit cards may be able to get like tickets online or not, uh, but from what I've been told, for in among the U.S. service member grapevine here, it's like if you want to go to Disney, the best way to do it, stay at the Disney resort because they have guaranteed available tickets that you can get, and Peggy in Beverly Hills on the Florida working on us. Is this Nick? Who is this? I don't know who this person is. Maybe my live stream is being crashed, you guys. That would be cool. Or maybe it's one of my friends doing an April Fool's prank. It is Nick. Well done, Nick. Well played. I don't know what the heck all that was about. Anyway, so you guys are cracking me up this morning. So yeah, back to my story. We stayed at the Disney Celebrations Hotel. We were able to get the guaranteed tickets for 2 days. Here they have all right, whatever. Here they have, I am not derailed. I will come back to it. Here in Japan, Tokyo Disney actually consists of 2 parks. So there's Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea. We had been to Disneyland previously, but we had not yet been to Disney Sea. So so that was one of the things that we really wanted to experience. And you guys, it was really a great time. I love Disney. I confess, their marketing and whatever they do, it works on me, right? Like I am their sucker. I am their target audience because I go onto the park and, so immersive, and it just feels, I don't know, I feel like a little kid. It feels magical. I will say that being at Tokyo Disney has a slightly different feel, in large part because I don't understand the language. So some of the immersiveness, I don't know. I'm a writer. I can make up words. Some of the immersiveness of it is, it detracts from that just a little bit. But that's a me problem, obviously not a them problem, because I don't speak Japanese, and so I, that's all on me, right? But the park itself is beautiful. The people are super kind. It was very crowded. Their immersivity. Yes, immersivity is a thing. Handled. So let it be so. I just realized that blanket is messy back there. I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't mean to have my background be messy. I hope you'll forgive me. Anyway, it did get very crowded. It might have been Japanese spring break this past week, as well as our kids' spring break here on the base too. But there were a lot of like teenagers and stuff there, and it's very funny because they did this thing where it's super cute, honestly, you guys. Like it, I think it's a thing where like groups of Japanese young people will get together and decide to go to Disney together, and they all dress up like together, where they wear the same clothes, so they look like twins or quadruplets or whatever, and you can tell like who's in a group with whom, and it's very, very cute. And it kind of serves a little bit of a practical purpose because it's obviously much easier to find your friends if they're dressed the same as you in a crowd, I guess. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, we really did have a good day, a good couple of days. Beautiful weather. Absolutely beautiful. I'm sorry, I'm like trying not to have the hiccups right now. The blanket has just crushed our opinion. You guys are full of sass today. What is up? I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about the sass, but man, y'all are sassy. Must be that spring energy, right? Yeah. So anyway, like I said, we had beautiful weather, and I have a couple of pictures to show you if you guys want to see. You guys want to see the pictures? I hope you do, because here they are. So there's me with my brand new ears. Okay, look at Casey's untidy blanket. Yes, it's right there. Does everyone see my untidy blanket? All right. Yeah. So just so proud of myself. I had just gotten the blue ears, because the thing was, is like, I saw them, and I saw everybody having them, and I started looking in the stores. But this was another thing that I found that was different, is that Disney in Florida, which I'm much more familiar with, like every store has all the stuff that, you know, not all the stuff, but it's much more common. Like you can buy, you know, Disney ears at almost any gift shop, to include the like little wagon kiosks that are stationed around the park everywhere. I could only find these at one store in Disney Sea in the park. And it was at the base of the Tower of Terror, which, you guys, I'm sorry. I did get a lot of pictures, but most of them have my kids in them. So I'm not going to share them on this channel, just for privacy reasons for my kiddos. But, my kiddo and her friend that we brought with us. So I don't have a lot of pictures, but I do have a couple to show you. So anyway, this is me with my ears. I was so excited after getting them that I had to snap a picture, because I had to like track through the entire park on the first day to find them. This is actually the second day. I kind of got these out of order. I'm sorry about that. But this was when we were at Disneyland, which, if you've ever been to like Magic Kingdom, that's what Disneyland is very similar to. In the background, you can see the house that has the Haunted Mansion ride. That's that house right there. And then they had this like cute little Easter parade going through the streets. And it was very funny, because at one point, you know, that we had just come out of, I had taken the girls on like the Peter Pan ride, because Alicia's friend was a big like Peter Pan Tinkerbell fan. And Easy wasn't interested in going on that ride. So he was hanging out outside waiting for us. And we got off the ride and we joined him, and he was like, hey, you know, the cast member had kind of like corralled him off to the side and was like, stand over here for the parade. And we're like, oh, cool, we're going to catch a parade. And she was like, yes, it's an Easter parade. And we're like, oh, right on. And she goes away, and Easy turns to me, he's like, do the Japanese people celebrate Easter? And I was like, well, I mean, maybe. So, because the thing is that like, holidays that we in the US would consider like traditionally Christian holidays are obviously, you know, like Easter and Christmas. Those are celebrated as religious holidays by Japanese Christians, obviously, you know, which do exist. But the majority of the population of Japan is not, you know, do not identify as Christians religiously. But they still celebrate Christmas and Easter as like secular holidays, very similar to how much of the United States celebrates those holidays, even if they don't necessarily identify as Christian either. So Christmas is about giving gifts and big food. It's for me, it reminds me of like a combination of what we consider Christmas and Thanksgiving. Like they roll all of that into Christmas, right? So it's, you give gifts and you get gifts and you eat a lot of food, which, okay, fair. We do that too, right? So, and then Easter, it's sort of, you know, I mean, it's Easter, to be fair, came out of, you know, pagan spring celebrations. Yeah, a lot of the Easter traditions that we have came out of, you know, pagan spring celebrations as well. And Christianity just sort of like adopted it, saying, okay, these are Easter things now because we're celebrating the resurrection of Christ. So, you know, like the Japanese love like the decorated egg hunts and, you know, the the bright spring colors and the floral decors and stuff like that. So yeah, it was pretty cool. So they did this cool little Easter parade through Tokyo Disneyland, and I snapped this picture of the. Yeah, no, this is very valid. The Japanese like to party. Any celebration, they're like, yeah, let's do it. Let's get the kids out here and we'll have a good time. And so, yeah, but it was just kind of like a funny moment of cultural, what's the word? Dissonance, I guess, where it's like, wait, hang on, I don't understand, but yeah, it was a very fun little party. And yeah, very bright colors. Japanese people are really into, especially like, it seems like they're really into like family friendly, cute things, right? So a lot of their, like even their police stations will have mascots that are like these super cute little cartoon cats, that's in a police uniform, and that's the police station's mascot. Whereas, in the US, if our police stations have mascots, they're like, grizzled old bulldogs or whatever, something tough. But that's just one of the things that's different about here, that I love about here. So okay, so that's the Easter Day parade. That's at Disneyland. And then these two pictures, I just wanted to show you guys these because I think they're so beautiful. This is from inside the Indiana Jones ride at Disney Sea. And I snapped these while they're in line. And I love the light coming through obviously this is all man-made, right? But it looks like something out of the movie, right? And this is what I'm talking about when I talk about the Disney magic. It's that immersivity. So immersivity of the surroundings, where even standing in line for a ride is actually part of the ride experience. And I think whoever did that was, whoever kind of came up with that concept was brilliant. It's a brilliant marketing tactic. So, because you're going to stand in line, you might as well make it enjoyable for the people, right? So cool. All right. So Unfortunately, all the rest of my pictures show the kiddos, so I'm not going to put those on here. But yeah, I just wanted to share a couple of shots with you guys. Jamie says Michelle was safety bear for the South Surrey RCMP for like 2 years. She loved it. That's cool, Jamie. So did she like have to wear like the suit with like the helmet and stuff, like the mascot suit? I've done that. I did that once when I was a teenager for an event, and it was really fun, but it was really hot. Like those suits don't breathe. Like, I don't know. All right, we may go off the rails here, but I do not know how people can go to conventions and like furry conventions in like straight up fursuits, 100% top to bottom. Yeah, there's no air in there, So I don't get the fursuit thing for exactly that reason. But anyway, I'm not required to, right? So yeah, so that was the Disney experience. So we actually left on Wednesday, and oh yeah, for sure, like crazy. It's almost like being an astronaut. You have to like have your own self-contained life support system to a certain degree. So there are rails we were supposed to be staying on. Who knew this? Nah, man, we're just freeballing it. It's fine. So sassy. Right on. That's pretty cool. Yeah, dressed up as Smokey the Bear. But anyway, yeah. So we left on Wednesday, and then we stayed Wednesday night. Because of like traffic and stuff, we didn't get there until about dinner time. So we ate dinner at this really, really good sushi place downtown. And then got up in the morning, went to the park on Thursday, stayed at Disney Sea all day Thursday, came back, crashed like hard on Thursday night, woke up in the morning, checked out of our hotel, and then went to the park, went to Disneyland on Friday, and then we drove home last night. So when we got home, you guys, I was so exhausted. Like my knees and my feet are like, bitch, how old do you think you are? I could feel them like throbbing, you know what I mean, just from walking around and standing on the concrete all day long. But small price to pay for a good time, right? So we'll be fine. Just take some aspirin, some ibuprofen, call it good. However, that earlier this week, I was actually working on the Queen's Fixer. And I have broken 25,000 words on the manuscript for the Queen's Fixer. So, which I'm very excited about. I'm still right on schedule. I'm hoping this week to maybe get a little bit ahead of schedule. And so that I can kind of pad that a little bit. Excuse me. Sorry. I'd really like to, I'd really like to finish it early. Just because with everything else that's coming up, I just want to have that, sense of security. Like, okay, everything else is okay. The book is done, you know? So I will say, I don't know when you guys are going to see it, because I think Chris and I have been talking, and I think we're going to try and get the first trilogy done before we release, so we can do a rapid release. So I'm going to ask for you guys to be patient, but I will continue to give you guys updates on how it's going if you like. So at this point in the plot, we are through the pain is weakness staying in the body or something like that. Something like that. I don't know. I always think of pain as my body going, what the hell? You know, like, what are you doing? So, what do they say? The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Yeah, my flesh gets pissed off sometimes. So let me know if you guys are interested in these updates and you want to hear about how things are going with the story. I'm really happy with how it's coming together so far. I'm gonna knock on my wooden desk here. The characters are talking to me. I think they're interesting people so far. I just introduced and wrote the character of the Queen, and I really, really like her. She's not going to be on stage a lot. Small spoiler alert, because the story isn't about her; it's about her fixer. But she's very like, she's kind of bitchy, and I really like that about her. So. Necessary, which is always fun to write about, right? I'm getting the little internet thing, so I apologize if the connection is unstable. Let me see. We're doing okay. All right. Hang in there, internet. Hang in there. Okay. So at this point in the story, we are, the main character has met the Queen. She has received her, assignment, an assignment that makes her kind of go like, what the fuck, you know? And now she's passed through the first doorway, or she's about to pass through the first doorway of no return. Doorway of no return, in case you're not familiar with that term, is a term that I got from the book Superstructure by the guy whose name I don't remember off the top of my head, but it will be in the description because that's just how I roll. But yeah, it's, a plot point, right? So it's essentially the end of the first act where the main character is fully engaged in the events of the plot, and there is no going back because, they've made decisions and events have moved on. And, even if they tried to go back now, it would never be the same. So good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to know that. Maybe let me know what you guys would think of this. Maybe I might read a snippet or two. Is that something that you guys would be interested in? Let me know in the comments or shoot me an email. Superstructure by James Scott Bell. Thank you, sir. Yes, that is the one. Yeah. Great book. That's the book that I use for putting together my story structure. It's a little, crowd goes wild. It's superstructure is slightly different than, so those of you who are familiar with my dear friend and writing brother, Kevin Eikenberry, he teaches a very specific plot point structure, 7-point story structure that he gets from, I think he got most of it from the My Story Can Beat Up Your Story book, and kind of that whole concept, which is based in screenwriting. I just found, I don't know that superstructure is, oh, cool. James, good to see you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not arguing that superstructure is any better or worse than the My Story Can Beat Up Your Story structure. It's just what I found first, right? So I think they both work, equally well. The whole point is just to give the author a skeleton to hang their story on so that it flows in a natural manner and results in something satisfying to the reader. And I think whatever structure you as a writer decide on is going to be, as long as it works for you and helps you develop the product that meets that goal of satisfying the reader, then, so be it. You're good to go, right? So cool. I'm also agnostic. I'm structure agnostic. I don't know. Whatever. Would love to hear it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll think about doing that. Maybe I'll pull out some snippets and run those out by you guys. See what you guys think. So, should we talk about this week? I messed this up, you guys. I just made a mistake. I realized. I was thinking about my newsletter earlier because I'm about to draft that up, and my newsletter goes out on Tuesday. Tuesday is the 5th. And I still had that in my head when I made the slideshow for this, yeah, I still had that in my head when I made the slideshow for this live stream. Today is not the 5th. Yeah. So I am about to lie to you, just so you know. I apologize for that. But here's the next slide. New release alert. It is not available today. It is available for pre-order today, and you should definitely go pre-order it. But Into the Real by John Ringo and Lydia Scherer is available on the 5th, which is Tuesday. Spoiler? That I'm lying to you? Yeah, it's a spoiler that it's available. I don't know. I'm sorry, Oz. I don't understand what you're talking about. Okay, we're just gonna make that I don't know what that's about. Anyway, yeah, John Ringo and Lydia Scherer have a new book coming out this next week. Into the Real. It's the first transdimensional hunter novel. I have not read it, but I was there for part of the. I've heard John talking about like early parts of it, and you guys, this sounds so freaking good. It's essentially like, I think this might actually fall into the category of game lit or lit RPG, and it's the story of a girl who has this online persona of Larry the Snake, who is this total badass in a shooter video game. And she gets asked to beta test a new augmented reality game, kind of like Pokemon Go, right? Where it's like, you can look through your phone and you see things that aren't there in our reality, but they're there in some other reality. Well, what if that reality really could interact with our reality? Yeah, so there's this, that's the essential premise of this of this novel. I'm super excited about it. I think you guys should all check it out. Lydia is very cool. She's an indie bestseller. I can't think off the top of my head. I can't think of the name of her main series. If any of you guys know it and you want to put it in the comments, that would be amazing. I will link to her website and Amazon author page in the description of this video as well. So you guys can come back and check that out. But yeah, she's awesome. She does a really good job. And I think she and John are going to, I'm excited to see what they do together. So check that out. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, there you are. Okay. Yeah, my friend. We couldn't. So we, like we said, the name was a little sus. So it's good to see you. It's good to see you. Cool. Okay. Not a bot. I kind of want to get a t-shirt made now for you and send it to you that says not a bot. Her game just got over 35K on Crouch. Does Lydia have a game too? Really? Interesting. So yeah, check that out this week. That's my my new release that I wanted to point out to everyone in the timeshare. Is that like, that's like the new version of the evil twin, right? The bot did it. So cool. Oh, awesome. I didn't even know. That's awesome. So she's like multi-talented, right? Like 21st century Renaissance woman. Super cool. Super cool. All right. I am looking at the Discord right now and I don't see any questions, but there's actually a lot of comments in there about outlines and structure. And I think we might have talked about those last week. But if you guys are interested, we can talk about them again now. So, oh, that's cool. She did it in partnership with her hubs. Should I see if she wants to come on, you guys? Would that be fun? Maybe I'll see. I mean, I've never written anything with her, but maybe I'll see if I can do a, I don't know, like a John Ringo co-authors. I don't know. People who've written with John type of thing. Maybe we'll get David Weber on here. So he's super nice. He's super nice. I bet he would if he could. But yeah, yeah, maybe I'll shoot Lydia an email and say that my all 7 of my live stream viewers want to see you come on. James, you can't call people hookers. That's not nice. I think even actual hookers prefer other terminology. In fact, the only people that you can call hookers are rugby players. So true story. When I was a cadet at the Air Force Academy, one of the things that upper class cadets really enjoy doing to freshman cadets at mealtimes is making them say ridiculous things and trying to catch them out and asking them stupid questions. So I had an upperclassman at my table. And so we had like assigned seating, right? And so I sat at the same table every day, and I had one of the upperclassmen ask me, he was like, "Coacher, what is a hooker?" And I was like, "Sir, I don't understand." And I'm like, because I was like, "Do you really want me to tell you that a hooker is someone who gets paid to have sex?" You know, I did not feel like that was appropriate dinner conversation for the Air Force Academy, or I guess it was lunchtime conversation. And so, and you know, here's this like upper class cadet with this like shitty grin, you know, because he thinks he's got me, right? And thankfully, one of the female upperclassmen who she actually sat next to me. She was a rugby player, and she was like, "This guy's being a dick," right? And so she kind of murdered me. She goes, "A hooker, you know, it's a rugby position." And I was like, "Sir, it's a rugby position." And he was like, "Well, do you know what they do?" He was like, "What does the hooker do?" And like, he goes, "By the next time we come back, you know, by tomorrow, I want you to tell me what a hooker does." And I was like, "Okay." And oh no, she didn't say anything until after he gave me that mandate. He's like, "You know, tomorrow I want you to come back with a report on what a hooker does." And I was like, "Yes, sir." You know. And so she took pity on me, and she was like, "A hooker's a rugby position." And I was like, "Okay." So I went and I like researched rugby positions. And the next day he's like, "Coacher, you got an answer for me?" And I was like, "Sir, a hooker plays at the edge of the scrum." And he was like, "Okay." That was my big victory, was figuring out that a hooker plays at the edge of the scrum. So, oh, Air Force Academy, the stupid things that we do for you, or at, you know, while we're there. Anyway, whoa. Okay, you're gone, dick. Sometimes people are not nice. Yeah. Anyway, so we're at about 36 minutes. So here's my takeaways from this video. You guys really like my blanket. You guys are feeling sassy, which good on you. Here's a little bit more full explanation of what a hooker does. Their job is to get the ball and hook it, presumably that's the name, backwards from the center of the scrum so play can begin. Okay, fair. Very cool. You guys are into rugs, so that's awesome. And I'll see if I'll send Lydia an email and see if she'd be interested in coming on and talking with you guys. If we do this, though, you guys got to send me some, you guys got to let me know. Let me know in the comments what you'd be interested in hearing Lydia talk about, or, hearing me and Lydia and I discuss. Yeah, like I said, we're at about 37 minutes. And I don't think I have any questions. So if you guys have questions, put them in the chat. Otherwise, we will probably close this down for the day. But it was really good to see you. I missed you all. I had so much fun at Disney. In 1988, the infantry company I was assigned was invited to go head-to-head against one of the cadets. Oh, in rugby? Or in please to give us more details. Please, more details, Don. Appreciate that. But yeah, let me know what else you guys want to see on here. All right. Some videos I have coming out. I shot a video with Marisa Wolf. It was her video after action report for Fantasy, which was the convention that happened last weekend. So I will get that up this weekend. So you guys, please go check that out. And then I also actually shot some video footage from Disney. So I may just include that as B-roll, but I may actually put that together as a video, and have that on the channel too. So stay tuned, check that out. As always, if you like this video, give me that Chuck Yeager thumbs up. That would be super helpful. Subscribe, spread the word. Oh, confidence course, fun. Yeah. That would be a fun competition. I will say this for the Air Force Academy. They are very good at making cadets stay in good shape. Because if you don't stay in good shape, you get the shit beat out of you. That's just the way it is. I mean, it's being up there at altitude anyway the U.S. Olympic Training Center is in Colorado Springs for a reason, right? That altitude is incredibly helpful for making you perform, keeping your body at peak performance levels, because there's no air. So yeah, that'll happen sometimes. All right. Well, anyway, it was really good to see you guys. It was a lot of fun to hang out, and I will catch you guys next week. So like I said, look for my video with Marisa, and then maybe a Disney video, maybe just a cool intro that I'll throw on my other videos. So that you guys can see that. And we'll see you next week. Bye.